In man's search for mineral wealth, many enormous holes have been dug. In addition, nature occasionally produces some astounding holes. Here are some unusual holes in the world. 15. Katara Depression. The vast Katara of West Cairo, Egypt is the largest natural sinkhole in the world, measuring 80 kilometers long by 120 kilometers wide. The dangerous, sludge-filled quicksand pit is unearthly in its appearance and shocking in its size. The 133-meter-deep sinkhole has been used in battle, and more recently, scientists have attempted to develop a $360 million project that would harness the Katara for complete energy independence. The plan would require digging a ditch from the edge of Katara to the Mediterranean, and allowing the sink to slowly fill with water via a tunnel. Eventually, at least 160 years in the future, the new lake would rival Lake Erie's size. At that point, the heat of the desert would evaporate additional water flow. They're pretty sure it would anyway. Egypt is home to a number of desert sinkholes. The almost incomprehensible vast Katara hole is 100% natural, the product of fierce winds tearing into the slimy salt beds right down to the water table. 14. Berezniki. In Soviet Russia, the grounds move you. Berezniki's sinkhole began in 1986 and just grows worse with each passing year. It's unstoppable. Currently, it's over 200 meters deep, 80 meters long, and 40 meters wide. In case you're thinking, Berezniki, you should know that 10% of the world output of potash comes from this area, and the sinkhole is very close to destroying the mine's sole rail line. 13. Bowling Green. Plans for the Kentucky Trimodal Transpark were quickly abandoned when this massive 200-foot sinkhole in Bowling Green, Kentucky ripped open. Unfortunately, this region is dotted with naturally occurring numerous underground sinks that could open at any time, making development very risky in the entire area. 12. Guatemala City. Residents of Guatemala City heard strange rumblings for weeks but weren't sure what was happening beneath them. Then, in late February 2007, a near-perfect circle of Earth dropped some 30 stories almost instantly. It's amazing how neat the hole is. 2 people died and over 1,000 had to be evacuated. The sinkhole resulted from a corroded sewage system deep beneath the surface. Apparently, the odor coming from the hole was intolerable. Sinkholes are caused by changing geological conditions or by a failure to maintain aging underground pipes and sewage systems, but the common factor in both is usually water. Ground underlain with carbonate, bedrock, limestone, for example, is most prone to sinking because the bedrock erodes with repeated exposure to water. The rock corrodes and the sediment swells with water, and eventually everything reaches a critical mass point. 11. Odessa. In Odessa, Texas, just a few months ago, what started as a small 20-foot sinkhole in a residential neighborhood spread to over 900 feet within a day, consuming telephone poles, structures, and vehicles as it grew. Authorities had been checking on the oil and natural gas lines as they suspected leakage. Oil-filled equipment nearby toppled into the pit, creating a sludge of oil and mud that came very close to destroying several homes. 10. Mukungi. A moderate level of water actually helps to secure the ground beneath our feet. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to build as the ground would simply sweep away. But if the sediment becomes waterlogged, a sinkhole may strike. Though nature's ancient sinkholes are stunning, human-caused sinkholes are just disastrous. The Mukungi Sink in Pennsylvania, above, gave Florida a run for its money. Pennsylvania's water system is aging, so sinkholes are becoming increasingly common. 9. The Devil's Sinkhole. Plunging a frightening 400 feet is the cavernous Devil's Sinkhole in Texas. The limestone wonder has a 40 by 60 foot opening, and there is archaeological evidence that the sinkhole was considered sacred by Native Americans. Locals are known to collect arrowheads, stalactites, and other treasures from the sinkhole. 8. South Florida. The karst, a type of bedrock. In this urbanized southern Florida area, weakened to the point of collapse, and this sizable sinkhole was the result. 7. Agrico gypsum stack. Florida is plagued by sinkhole erosion, but this disaster in 1994 was one of the most devastating by far. A 15-story sinkhole tore open right beneath an 80 million ton pile of gypsum stack, toxic industrial waste. The hazardous soup contaminated 90% of Florida's drinking water, and cleanup efforts ran into the millions of dollars. The 2 million cubic foot hole soon was nicknamed the Journey to the Center of the Earth, as if to indicate that it was the newest Disney World attraction. 6. Unidentified unfortunate house. Steve Klug has cataloged an impressive list of geological and disaster-related photographs. You wouldn't want to own this unlucky Florida house. Sinkholes are well-known and persistent problems in Florida. It's not just floods and hurricanes. 5. Mount Gambier. Known as the City of Craters, Mount Gambier, between Adelaide and Melbourne in southeast Australia, has all manner of water channels, caves, and caverns beneath its residential crust. Perching atop limestone, the city has both volcanic craters and naturally occurring sinkholes that have filled with water. It's really quite beautiful. 4. Bhima. Making the most of one of nature's greatest oddities, the residents of Bhima Oman turned this sinkhole into a tourist trap. Well, actually a swim park. 3. Sari-Sari-Nama. The Sari-Sari-Nama holes of Venezuela are a mysterious and beautiful natural wonder. There are several of these perfectly round basins that are each 350 meters in diameter and over 350 meters deep. Scientists aren't sure how these stunning sinkholes originated, but they are awe-inspiring nonetheless. Each hole contains unique ecosystems with many distinct plant and animal species found nowhere else on Earth. 2. Arachnia Pipe. The Arachnia Pipe is a diamond mine in Russia. The owners of the mine plan to cease its operations in 2010 in favor of underground mining. The mine was discovered in 1955 and is over 600 meters deep. 1. The Mirnyi Diamond Mine. The Mirnyi Diamond Mine is 525 meters deep and has a diameter of 1,200 meters. It was the first and one of the largest diamond pipes in the USSR. It is now abandoned. While it is still operational, it would take 2 hours for trucks to drive from the top to the bottom of the mine.